topic of scenario of international marketing and the prospect of is policy. I request Professor to comment.
Respected dignitaries of the dais, Sri T.S. Meitei, Director, Minister Media, respected Sri Kausik Dutt, Head, Northeastern Chapter of PO, Guwahati, Mr. Jimit from MoMA, and Sri Rishi Kumar Singh, President, All Manipur Entrepreneur Association. Special invitees, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Well, today we have a program called Capacity Building Program at the district as an export hub, organized by Federation of Indian Export Organizations and MSME Development and Strategies Office and FAR, in collaboration with Association of Indian All Manipur Entrepreneur Association. In fact, it's a very high time for all of us to look beyond the boundaries. The kind of a business we are in today, we are producing our products in our home state of Manipur. We have the limited markets when we talk of Manipur. Why don't we think of the markets globally? That's the kind of a trust area Government of India has taken up today. They have identified 75 districts, and at the same time, even as a part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat, every district has to have one unique product. Even in the state of Manipur too, all the districts are having certain unique products identified. Focus on it, do some sort of revisions, do some sort of a value addition of the product, and we can sell the product not only in the state of Manipur, within India, but abroad too. So that's why we can just make some sort of a very good earning about the export-related activities. From that, we may be able to contribute to the growth of the nation by way of earning very good foreign exchanges. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is an importance of thinking our business in a bigger terms. We can no longer confine to our markets. Markets say big building up. Markets now we can sit with even the small MSME sector, the products produced, they are playing a very, very important role, not only in the employment generations and various other developmental things, but even in the economic development. That means by just looking at the e-commerce level, today the world is having more than $1 trillion economy, only in this small e-commerce sector. So that's why whatever the product we are having now, we can think of expanding, we can think of creating more customer base in different parts of the world. Other than ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯖꯔꯤꯕ ꯕꯤꯖꯤꯅꯦꯁꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯏꯟꯇꯔꯅꯦꯁꯅꯦꯜꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇ ꯆꯠꯅꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯟꯃꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯊꯧꯔꯝꯗꯕꯁꯦ ꯇꯉꯥꯏꯕ ꯐꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯃꯔꯝꯗꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯤꯅꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯩꯖꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯁꯦ ꯄꯤꯛꯏ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯁꯦ ꯆꯥꯎꯊꯣꯛꯍꯟꯗꯕ ꯆꯪꯉꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ the whole world is now becoming a global village ꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯤꯕ ꯂꯩꯅꯤꯡꯕ ꯃꯤꯑꯣꯏ ꯀꯥꯡꯂꯨꯞ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯁꯣꯏꯗꯅꯃꯛꯀꯤ ꯐꯪꯒꯅꯤ ꯃꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯇꯦꯛꯇꯧꯕ ꯉꯝꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯇꯥꯔꯗꯤ ꯀꯩꯗꯧꯔꯦ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯕꯤꯖꯤꯅꯦꯁ ꯇꯧꯖꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯚꯣꯂꯨꯝ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯂꯛꯄꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠ ꯂꯩꯇꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯋꯥꯕꯗꯨ ꯀꯣꯛꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯔꯛꯄꯗ ꯑꯆꯧꯕ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯑꯃ ꯄꯤꯗꯧꯔꯤꯅꯤ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯁꯦ I may be able to sell at a very attractive prices in the international market ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯇꯔꯅꯦꯁꯅꯦꯜꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯕꯁꯤꯅ border ꯂꯥꯜꯂꯒ ꯕꯤꯖꯤꯅꯦꯁ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯀꯗꯕꯅ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯨꯅ ꯆꯦꯂꯦꯟꯖꯦꯁ ꯈꯔꯗꯤ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯅꯃꯛ ꯑꯣꯄꯣꯔꯆꯨꯅꯤꯇꯤꯁꯨ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯣꯄꯣꯔꯆꯨꯅꯤꯇꯤꯁꯦ ꯂꯧꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯇꯉꯥꯏꯐꯗꯕ ꯃꯥꯡꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯆꯧꯕ ꯈꯨꯗꯣꯡꯆꯥꯕ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯊꯝꯖꯒꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯏꯟꯇꯔꯅꯦꯁꯅꯦꯜ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯆꯪꯉꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯇꯤ ꯆꯞ ꯃꯥꯟꯅꯩ ꯇꯧꯕꯇꯕꯨ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯀꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯄꯦꯁꯤꯐꯤꯀꯦꯁꯟ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯀꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯋꯥꯂꯤꯇꯤ ꯃꯉꯣꯟꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯏꯟꯒ꯭ꯔꯤꯗꯤꯌꯦꯟꯠ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯐꯝ ꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯏꯟ ꯑꯣꯏꯒꯗꯕ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯈꯔꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯪꯗ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯇꯉꯥꯏꯐꯗꯅ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯄꯣꯔꯠꯀꯤ ꯂꯝꯗ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯤꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯀꯝꯄꯅꯤ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯦꯕꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯄ꯭राꯏꯇꯔꯁꯤꯞ ꯀꯝꯄꯅꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯥꯏꯚꯦꯠ ꯂꯤꯃꯤꯇꯦꯠ ꯑꯣꯔ ꯂꯤꯃꯤꯇꯦꯠ ꯂꯥꯏꯕꯤꯂꯤꯇꯤ ꯄꯥꯔꯠꯅꯔꯁꯤꯞ ꯑꯁꯤꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕ ꯃꯈꯜꯒꯤ ꯍꯣꯝ ꯑꯣꯐ ꯀꯝꯄꯅꯤꯁ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯔꯦꯖꯤꯁꯇꯥꯔ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯔꯒ export import code amakh lawbiba mathau tagani IEC code haigana under the DGFT adudagi masi lawbira matamda sai koigi president amiyana su thambigi badoni the export council ni makhada koi membership oiba changi aduna RCMC haigana races income membership certificate ama aduna there are so many koigi since lay board sinimai toman-tomanba export council aduga multi akoigi products tawge harigadi PO ge membership oiba sisu adum tanai padana ya kudum java mate oi aduna agoi masigi lamsida sarpadam da kana lese foreign exchange earn tawba ai product mai sima malengi thakda thokpa aduga quality image ni hendala kadorene tad masi thakba tamda kari mathau tai documentation ane koi change kari documentation koi change makhan-makhalgi yam lai aina kan thengajaba dai hamjali base there are four important kinds of documentation financial documents commercial documents transport documents and shipping documents these are four important documents we are supposed to have and all the financial documents related to the banks, the letter of credit, and etc. Along with it, the commercial documents like the invoice and performa invoices, etc. Then we have to comply with the transport, the mind of the Thadawing, the mind of the shipping, the Karabas, the porting, the Thadawing, Ashina Sibapayam, Sinchapay, the international market, the Kandavayadaba, the IT company. The Masing nitty-gritty things that quite a compliant point about Isar exports to gain a Kambataragati. Isagi product ama lagi ba yan ay nagtutoksa mo oy yan aduga atopa mini product mo oy yan doesn't matter you can do the business in the export marketing yeah no idea say export marketing the ay na product ama wa ku sajadraga su maya sabi ro sidagi phachna khomjin jaraga ay na ay ki market se to wa ida gadi adu so export ki acha opportunities ama koi nahi but today export you can also just take the opportunities of importing some of the items from any part of the country and bring back to our place and get some values. Then you can finished item you can also sell it across the world. That's why the entire world today is now within the ambit of global value chain. So my karamba mafamdana raw materials hogi karamba mafamdage koi design chalo batai kadai assemble tawraga karamba market you get have a different kind of a products available today. Even in a binary, Apple phones, design American, the spare parts Taiwan, the assemble American, China, the sale of the European countries, the sale of the European country, store up and the same of the market already. I quite grab a muscle market junction my part of the gap was my person but the smite of the international markets is a wide enough, and then you definitely will be getting ample opportunities of creating the market. And with that, we ought to have sensitization about the market, how I am to find my potential customers. Prospective customer, that way you can also make use of your own website for doing international marketing. Whether they're friends, you are supposed to have at least one website of yours. Then you can also just do some sort of a research about the trade maps, India Marts. There are so many other relevant websites from where you can get very good data of doing business. What is my product? International trade quota, ITC, Asia's code, harmonic standardized code, we will be just getting more advanced kind of a exposure through PO, through various other agencies here. Even Manipur University is also trying to provide a whole lot of nitty-gritty aspects of doing the export documentation procedures. Okay. In fact, from day after tomorrow onwards, we will be having 3 days vigorous training program on export documentation procedures, including the global supply chain. So that way, we will be just providing some insights, the inputs, some sort of a practical hands-on experiences from the industry people too. So that way, my appeal to all the prospective entrepreneurs over here, at least we can think of having a good presence of our products in the international market. And today, the world is having very good connectivity. And Manipur, one time, it was considered as a landlocked state, but it is no longer a landlocked state. It's becoming a land-linked state today, because the Trans-Asian Highway is passing through Meitei sector, and then it is joining with Mandalay, Yangon, and going beyond to Bangkok. That means India-Myanmar Thailand bilateral highway is constantly passing through the Meitei sector, and then it will be joining beyond IMT. That means it will be connecting to Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, etc. That means India is joining closely with the ASEAN nation. All the CLMD countries, all the ASEAN countries are now having continental connectivity through Meitei sector of Manipur. And Manipur is now going to have a railhead reaching in its capital, Ibohal. Maybe in the next 2 years down the line, probably from today, I believe Ibohal will be having rail connectivity. And again, it will be going beyond to Meitei sector and then to Myanmar area. So that means all the project work for the feasibility study for connecting from Ibohal to Meitei has already been started, and the construction work to reach Ibohal from Chapul to Ibohal is almost in the full swing. So that's why in the next few years down the line, maybe 5 or 10 years down the line, many great happenings are going to occur in the state of Manipur. That means if the railhead is arrived over here, so much of challenges is coming up. But in spite of many challenges, one of the opportunities which we can celebrate about doing business, doing international business is also another opportunity which we can see to it today. As far as transporting things are concerned, when the railhead is right, obviously you will be having an advantage. But at the same time, Ibohal Airport is also now already declared as an international airport. However, it needs to do so many things, we know. And one of the important aspects is that Ibohal Airport has got a cargo terminal. It has to be made fully operationalized. And as a part of India's logistics policy recently launched, 40 more airports are going to have cargo terminals in India. That means India is focusing much on the export-related activities. So much of incentives are provided, so much of benefits are provided for exporting the things. You can see that even the jewelries. Jewelry component is considered to be one of the most important foreign exchange earning sector in India. You can see the next to this the hydrocarbon, petroleum products, etc. You are having jewelries, you are having tourism, so on and so forth. And in fact, Manipur is also having so much of talented people in the jewelry segment. That's why I'm just contemplating to many of the relevant platforms why we should not have some sort of a jewelry park over here in the state of Manipur. We can also just have some sort of special economic zones, especially for the export-related things. Whatever is the handlooms, handicrafts, or any other item for that matter, we can make it produce under the special economic zone or otherwise export processing zone. In that case, so much of tax opportunities and various other facilities could be provided through that kind of a zone. That's also one policy initiatives we can just think about. So that is when we are to situate what could be the probable areas where we can strike on. For that matter, all the stakeholders, maybe the MSME DI, AMIA, PO, or DGFT, or for that matter, Government of Manipur, Government of India, and various other sectors, departments like the Ministry of Commerce, etc., are to be brought in. So, keeping all these things in mind, we have one opportunity coming up in the state of Manipur. As I say, the Trans-Asian Highway and Trans-Asian Railway are passing through Moredamu sector, and definitely we can look forward to having some sort of opportunities already. And Government of India is having our own active policy. Though it started from 1994 onwards as a look-east policy, and then when our President, Right Minister Narendra Modi took over, and he declared it should be act east now, and it is coming up in a big way. That means it is trying to draw in not only this Southeast Asian, the larger context of these Asian countries. That means almost 50% of the population, India, China, and other Asian countries together, having around more than 50% of the population reside this side. And also the economy is also so large. So instead of going to the Europe and all, even the Southeast Asian market and this Indo-Pacific region, then it can definitely give you an ample opportunities for doing business. So India's engagement with ASEAN is also coming up in a very, very productive way. And when this kind of a connectivity aspect is concerned, Manipur is in the epicenter, centrally located place. Though it is very much in the easternmost corner of the country, when you sit with India and the Asian market, Southeast Asian region, then Ibohal is now going to be the epicenter. If you just fly from Ibohal to neighboring cities in the other countries, you can reach within 1 hour and 1.5 hours. Maybe from Ibohal to Bangkok, Ibohal to Kunming, Ibohal to Mandalay, Ibohal to Yangon, Ibohal to Singapore, and Ibohal to Kolkata. These are almost in the EP center. If you fly from Ibohal to Mumbai, it takes about 6.5 hours. Whereas within 1 hour and 1.5, you can reach to Kunming, you can reach to Bangkok. So that's why these are the probable challenges, these are the probable things likely to come up in the next few years down the line. That's why we have to make our place a very, very important place, a very, very productive place. Whatever is the resources available over here, maybe in the agricultural sector, maybe in the textiles, maybe in the horticulture, maybe in the dryways, maybe in any other items for that matter, the healthcare items, the other services, IT-enabled services, we ought to focus to produce these products in the international level with the internationally acceptable quality standards. So, ladies and gentlemen, to my perception, to my understanding, Manipur is in the verge of transformation. Manipur is having so much of potentials for doing export activities in certain areas. Manipur is also having potentials for adding more value addition some of the items available in the neighboring countries, and by adding value additions to these products, we can also think of making products which can be exportable across the globe. So one example I just would like to cite, Myanmar is producing so much of pulses and beans, etc. And as for India, we know we are also a country consuming so much of dal. Again, dal ke liye to chini sakta. Dal khane wala log. But we are also getting so much of this one pulses from Myanmar. The cost of this one, what is arhar dal, is costing in the little market is around 120, 150. It's cost 100, I'm sure for that. But it's costing in Myanmar is hardly 40 to 50 rupees, Indian rupee, almost double. Why don't we think of this exporting that? And this, a couple of years ago, before the COVID pandemic, we visited to Mandalay. We have visited to one of the cement factories. There, we have not seen even a single dust in and around the cement factory. So neat and clean. I was surprised. How come they are able to produce this kind of a cement factory? This is called double rhino. But as far as in India, Mokazan, before reaching Mokazan around 2-3 kilometers away, you will see the dust particles. They are just making the world class cement and exporting, and then it's now arriving to Morita sector. It's costing in Indian rupee is about 300 plus only. Whereas in case of India, the same 60 kg bag, it is costing around 600 rupees or more. But taking this cube, can we just think of just getting some product from there? Maybe the pulse, beans, maybe the thick woods. You can just make some sort of a assembly of furniture items, and then you can make this product sold across the globe after adding some values on it. There will be huge potential for very good furniture items, the thick wood items, making furniture in the global market. So that's why here lies the importance of skill development, your craftsmanship, your workmanship, of giving some sort of a signature, a touch to that. So that is what we can just look into. Maybe even in the educational sector, maybe in the IT and IT-enabled services, maybe in the paramedics, we can think about exporting human resources too in some of the areas where people in that region are not having that much of competencies. So, ladies and gentlemen, to visualize about the export chances from Manipur, we can just identify, in fact, there are so many other speakers who will be talking about the organic value chain in the organic products. Manipur can just produce agricultural items, processed food items, packaged food items, and today we are just looking forward to getting milk. That's also organic milk. It's very challenging to get the milk produced by the cows or buffaloes as an organic milk. So that is what we have to say. Even the meat items which we just get it should be organic milk. So that is a challenge which we are just having. So that's why think of adding values, and then probably when this ethics policy is expedited well, our market access to the international arena is becoming a very good possibility. So once you are getting the opportunities of getting access to the international market, nothing like that you can do any kind of a business. So, ladies and gentlemen, kan something that yang terlalu betul-betul Manipur saya lakukan itu sehingga terus jadi teman-teman bah event maya bah hadu maya bah thok kada bah adu bah mapham ama duni hai ai khanjai mara bana thok kada bah hadu maya ski banga apa hadu thoga ai khoi ki lam se sakot lam lam ma khoi tu na ma khona bala ai khoi na khoi ki contribution se asu mate khoi mathau tai aduna the contribution se apa magi da economic development da aduna lam sigi employment generation da lam sigi standard of living si kendana na magi of the pusala atanda ai khoi ki lam se international market ka samna tu malam se da yang vibrant to about state mo yung na economically advanced of the state mo yung na ba madudi dream mo ka ko domin na changi aduna masigi mata sila mo da ay na mukhaan na mission jating ko se ako'y picture ega su apik to dito mo bagi magi matik siya dun laigani aduna pudang mamatang kapacara mata Singapore hai ba ladam se yengiyo matawkar pa Singapore se tela matam se da asuk ate world class da matik ne ga sapukul mabala da mama hamado koi ki bagay hai so the Makoy universities, world class universities ne, big Kabasu Makoy Digi, Putorega, Potom, Padigi, Canal but technology exporting items in say Amapati. And another issue, how about Makoy legend some of the issues they louder, Sundo, Tapa, Adu, Balana, Amani. Adu Lagi, whatever Makoy economy, Adu Tabak ease of doing business da lam kaya da asuki matik malem ki magdil thang chati le ba ma ha da koi aduna makoi ki lai ko geographical ki area di ekoi ki phal ki tamaki lam sine na chawani aduna makoi gumna honorability kai bhandi da bakta ekoi suni koi de ekoi de jing lai ekoi da park lai ekoi da tamang da valley ki area lai tabaki area lai forest product में हमारा lady but lady but fully the sources say the right perspective that कोई ना केवल जरूर समझता है कोई talent कोई creative innovative ideas में हम लोग पुन्ना कोई सीना बता रहे थे माले में खाता कोई product खुद ही मत से जीवन मत कोई नहीं पता ना कोई अच्छा economy emission pada mati koy ini na thangchari aduna laima biodiversity gi walam agriculture gi items sing forest sai riba koy gi flora fauna machine se gold mine company thing bada masida evaluation ma ham madamda koy gi hardware gi items sing se laina kaya ko na badu ba patan kaya ko yawi bani aduna with the amalgamation of the science, technology, and the innovative and creative minds of the entrepreneurs, I think Manipur can be transformed into a small paradise on earth, provided if we do the things in a very concerted and sincere effort. Young people's young minds, the life of the prime time of your life, the Manipurse asumati awwalbana thallagadawa lamdamani adu walakaduribase apamainga olongo ngamdanaba hona hause na taragadi amuksu lamdamse kilaiba pothok mayam leijariga supun mamse koi masi kudum sama lamdu ngamdana hongai singsigi sumna kaki train phawrakpa achawa lorries mayam chakraga yenga leihobada porters kamta koi ultra highway modify the sort of Howie, the Koi, Honorable Kansing, Madame Gimamal Kansing, Rena, export import key, line up recommendation procedure may say, Kanga, high the Tomsi factor of the Taragati, Malay, you probably got from the other side up, and Koi, Pida, the Corridors, Koi, Ratman of the Navagi, Lamatu Logo of the Navagi, Chabatu, Lagani, another Logo Mandana, Honorable Nasi, Fiona, MSME DIA, Mapunda, Organic Association, Isham Shina Enterprise, Ecosystem, Namakan, Latam Seda, Lainaba, Onamada, Onazari, Punamasi, the Shinama, Yama, Tuning, Fogani, that way Punama, Onami, Lakanda, about you, Gamma, Wagana, Ishai, Sani, the Pinora, you mentioned said, my papa, international level, export of Mamba, unit of the policy, have walked policy of the Reda, Swornasu, Midna, my papa, going to you have a lot of policy, thank you.